Guys, my name is Michael and welcome to a new GTK tutorial, or better say a new GQuark tutorial. Today we are going to learn something very special, and once that you understand these things you will see exactly again how powerful the G library it is, and how powerful are these GQuarks and why they are so much used, and why you can use them so hard in your application. For this, let me compile it and run the program from the last point how it was created. As you can see, we declared in main, we were declared a string, and once that we declared the string, we were creating a quark, and the quark itself, it got a number 1364, and once that we had them, we passed them through two functions. The first one was the display GQuark, quark, and the second one was display string. As you can see, inside those functions we could retrieve information, which means from 1364 we retrieve the A, B, C, D, E, F, which corresponds to the string, and in the second function the string has the following quark. We retrieve the quark from the string A, B, C, D, F, which was created or declared inside the main function. Today we are going to make something much more interesting and more crazy, and for this I'm going to make some modification to our program, and for this I'm going to change the declaration of the two functions, and of course here I'm going to return the get string, and the same thing I'm going to do right here as well, which means I'm going to change the void to GQuark, and of course I'm going to return it, return get quark. And now because we have them, I'm going to compile it around just to see that everything's fine, and it should, of course, it should be fine. And now let us move on and see what exactly what kind of crazy things we can do today. And for this I'm going to say the first thing which I'm going to declare will be a GQuark get the quark, because we need a quark first. And of course we are going to point it again, this time to the display quark, which was right here. So you know what, I'm going to move this one up here. Yes, the way it looks like the GQuark get quark, like I said, I'm going to point to the display quark, which is wrong. Sorry guys, because I need to move these things up here. GQuark, we need to point it to the display string, because display string returns the GQuark. And the second thing which we are going to do now, the next thing, I'm going to declare a get string as well. So const gchar const get string, and at this point, because we have it, let us print them both for a second. G print, and I'm going to say the string, or better the quark, is %u, and then of course why jump in there, the first one was get quark, sorry, not a get quark, and the next one the string is %s, and of course get string. Now let me compile it and run just to see that everything works fine, and it should work. So at this point, as you can see, we have again our quark and our string. We are passing them to the display quark and display string, and those two, they are retrieving back to us information which we need. Anyway, this is not the reason why I create this video. The reason why I create this video is because I want to show you something. Do you know what happens when you declare two pointers? For example, let's say const gchar pointer 1. Let's point it to null, and let's say pointer 2. Now if pointer 1 is equal to pointer 2, then G print, let's say true, both are equal, else g print, let's say false, both are not equal. So how you are expecting to work this program? If I compile it now and run, what do you think it happens? I think you already know. It says it's true. What exactly means true here? We made a pointer comparison. Let me remove this thing right here, and now let us try to see what happens if we try to compare the pointer 1 with a string. As you can see, we got false, and this thing happens all the time. What exactly happens if we, for example, let us try to compare get string against string, for example. Okay, we don't need this one anymore. Well, so what exactly happens now? Because both they have the same information, isn't it? Yes, it is still returning false, and you already know why. Because this had nothing to do with the information itself. If you really need to compare two pointers, the string compare function, it is what you need, isn't it? Well, it is true and it is not true. Let me show you something. Let me show you something very interesting. Today I'm going to introduce you two functions, the gintern string and gintern static string. Basically, these two belongs to the same way how they belong the others two, where you say from string or from static string. Let us see what exactly they say. It is a function which, as you can see, returns gconst gchar, which means that the gintern string returns a canonical representation for string. So internal string can be compared for equality by comparing two pointers instead of using string compare. So this function must not be used before library constructors. This is very important. Have finished running in particular. This means it cannot be used to initial global variable C in C++. So the same story goes here. Returns a canonical representation for the string. So internal string can be compared for equality by comparing two pointers. Instead of string compare, gintern static string does not copy the string, therefore string must not be freed or whatever. Okay, so basically what exactly that means, let us see. Let me make some changes. So I'm going to say the thing which is important for us. I'm going to call this function right here, and of course the string, and now basically we are displaying the string, which means we get sorry, I made a mistake. We need to do it right here, and of course the get string. So once that we got our quark, and we know that our string it is the string which was associated with this quark, we got it inside our get string, and with the help of the get string pointer, we are calling the gintern string and save it through this display quark function. So let us check now what exactly does this one. Let me compile it around the way it is, comparing the get string against the string, and see exactly what returns. Of course, you already know what returns, and it should false because it is true. But watch what happens now if we just create another string, get string 1 and get string 2, and now I'm going to remove these things, this thing right here, because we don't need it, and let us now compare the get string 1 with get string 2 and see what happens. We are making a directly comparison. Yes, guys, you see, now they are both returning true. So this is the way how you work with the GQuarks. Of course, if you try to compare something else like we did with our string, which has the same information inside it, it will fail, because we talked about two different stories here. Now I need to comment for a second the get display, the get string 2, and as you can see, it returns false. Of course, it returns false because those are two different stories, and for these to compare them, we need a string compare. But if you really need to make a direct comparison between the first string and the second string, like I'm doing right now here, as you can see, we are getting the same string and returns true. For this, you need the help of GInternString function, which does this job for you. That being said, I hope you understand, guys. Just play with it, read its documentation until you're 100% sure that you understand it. And once that you understand the way how it's working, then you will see that it's very easy to work with it. And you will understand in the future those functions which we are going to work with where the GQuarks are needed. So that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.